I mean, I hope so. I mean, I'm an ex-banker, and I guess I'd like to consider myself an entrepreneur, and other people might consider myself an entrepreneur because I'm doing something pretty crazy and taking a lot of risk to do it. So I hope the answer is yes. Do all bankers make entrepreneurs? There is something about banking which is entrepreneurial, in the sense that a lot of banking, and this is partly why it got into trouble, but a lot of banking, particularly investment banking, involved risk-taking. And risk-taking and forming judgments and being reasonably nimble and responsive in relation to new market opportunities. So there is, there's a lot of, part of what being a banker is to be a mini entrepreneur of a sort. However, building a business, and even some of the businesses I built within large organizations have gone from zero to hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars in a short period of time. Building a business within the constraints, confines, or within the comfort of a large organization where pretty much everything is provided to you, most importantly, the brand and the capital, and you hope the backing to do what you want to do. Building a business in that environment is very different from being out on the street and having no brand, no infrastructure, no revenues to fall back on, no client who's ever heard of you in terms of the context of your new business. It's a completely different experience. And I'm not sure that many people, whether bankers or non-bankers, are really cut out to do that. There's a little bit of a crisis in the industry because, people in the financial services industry are well compensated. And so there's a problem finding an alternative, if they want to find an alternative that is going to be equally rewarding. And the second thing is kind of, what are you good for? What are you really good for? I mean, my parents were kind of alarmed at the thought that I was going to be a banker in the early 1980s. My dad wanted me to be a doctor. I mean, that's, fixing people is a real skill. And my mum wanted me to be a lawyer because her family were all lawyers, and she knows what a lawyer does. But what are the skills that that a banker has? I mean, obviously there are a lot of skills, but what are the skills that are readily transportable to a different business environment? And that's not obvious. That's not obvious for everyone.